So what is this revelation going to be all about? You are going to have right at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what exactly this revelation is going to be, what you are going to have right at the beginning of this week. This revelation is going to surprise you. This revelation is going to blow you away. This revelation is going to make you feel so good, baby. This revelation is going to make you feel really happy. This revelation is going to awake you, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This revelation is going to play a major role when it comes to you coming out of your comfort zone, and when it comes to you having one of the biggest confirmation of your entire life. I'm sorry, but this is exactly how this is going to feel, because as soon as you have this revelation sorry as soon as you have this revelation my gorgeous Sagittarini, you're gonna feel so happy, and you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna be full of energy. You're gonna have a lots of people on your mind, like instantly. I want to say to him, I want to say to her, oh my god, I'm so excited. You will, oh my god, you will not be able to wait until you say this to somebody who is like really close to you. In fact, I can see you like on your phone or writing an email or writing text messages immediately, how happy you're actually going to be. This is going to be such a beautiful confirmation when it comes to you knowing which venture do you need to start ASAP. Okay, this major revelation, it's going to be all about you knowing exactly which venture you need to start ASAP. It's something you have been thinking about for a while, something that has been on your mind for a while, something that kept you going at times when things weren't really nice, something that kept you going at times when things were really dark, something that kept you going at times where things were really negative in your life. It's all about this hope, you know, this beautiful hope. It's a gorgeous, refreshing energy that we kind of hold on to. And this beautiful energy is helping us, you know, to go through difficult times in our lives, because we know that there is something much bigger, something much better, something much more beautiful waiting for us right behind the corner. My gorgeous Sagittarini, this is like a sacred stage of your life. It is a sacred stage of your spiritual journey. You better believe it. Your eyes are about to open and things are gonna feel like, oh my God, a crystal clear, especially when it comes to what exactly do you need to start, what exactly do you need to do. And just remember, baby, it is indeed to do with this particular venture that you've had on your mind for a while. It's only now you will be able to start this. You know how instantly you're gonna feel so much lighter. It's what this excitement it's actually going to do, because you've been thinking about it for absolute ages. And once again, when I said that you are about to come out of your comfort zone, you know, things are going to start looking up for you after this moment in time. You will see that something that has been bothering you when it comes to your body, it's, or for example, something that has been bothering you when it comes to your body, something that you've been worrying about, you know, it's also about to heal. And you will be able to feel this after this moment in time. Not only you're going to feel like you have so much more energy, you are also gonna have a lot on your mind, like in terms of like which dietary changes do you need to do. It's something that you're also gonna be reminded of, you know, something that you've been thinking about lately, something that you've been thinking about a while ago. my gorgeous Sagittarini, and you're gonna be reminded now suddenly of these dietary changes, you know, and this is because this beautiful energy is entering your life. It's slowly but surely reviving you, and it's pointing you towards the right directions, and that's why you're gonna be reminded of some kind of dietary changes that you were thinking about doing, because now it's the right time. You're also gonna start thinking about your body a lot, your mind and your spirit. You're gonna be thinking like how you want to maybe spend more time with certain people, and I'm talking about like a like-minded spirit. I'm talking about like a like-minded souls, my gorgeous Sagittarini. This is gonna be absolutely brilliant, and this is what I mean. This is what I meant when I said, do you know what? You're about to come out of your comfort zone. And when I say this, this does reflect on so many aspects of our lives that have been kind of like a slowed down in the background for a while without us even noticing. And it happens when we are trying to catch up with things, and it happens very often when we are dealing with certain problems and negativities that have been affecting us. But then we just reach such an important major stage of our life where boom, you know, something happens so unexpected, but it's so beautiful, and it most certainly points us towards the right direction. It confirms things for us, but it's almost impossible to try to imagine the way you're gonna feel. Only you will know this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, right at the beginning of this week. You're gonna feel like you're on top of the world. You are going to feel like you're on top of the world. You know, this is just so important. And the people, you're gonna be so happy that you will be able to start this venture. Oh my God, those people in your life that are very close to you, that know you really well, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you sound brilliant, you look brilliant, your energy is like so powerful. You know, people who know you really well, for example, they will be telling you that you look good. You know, you look different, you look better, you know, you're shining brightly, your energy is like amazing. Oh my God, I can feel your happiness, what's going on. Those people who really know you, they will be able to tell that something really major, boom, 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 is brewing, something is brewing, something is going on. You know, those people that know you, they will be able to feel this. But there is something I need to warn you about. There is something I need to mention. When it comes to this venture you have been thinking about starting for absolute ages, you know, there is some you know, you will need to do something in order to start this. You will need to do something really specific. For example, I know that you will need to go somewhere. Maybe it's to do with, maybe it's talking to somebody. You know, maybe you're gonna need to talk to somebody, but maybe you're gonna need to sign something. You know, it really depends. But it is gonna be involving a certain person. It is gonna be involving a certain person here, and I need you to be careful about this first person that you will go forward with when it comes to you wanting to take this on the next level. I know you're going to be talking to the certain person, and I don't like really this person. There are going to be two people who are going to be involved with this. The first person that you will go to, do you know what I mean? I really hope this is not too confusing, but the first person who you will speak to about this, who you will be talking to about this, there is something going to be strange about this person. It's a really unusually looking person. Don't get me wrong, but this is how I feel. This is how I feel that you are going to feel when you look at this person. You're going to be thinking it's an unusual looking person, the person who has an unusual lifestyle, unusually looking person. This person is dressed in an unusual way, but it's not about being unusual. You know, I'm just trying to help you to recognize who this person is, but this person is not to be really trusted, the first person. Do you understand? So when it comes to this venture that you were thinking about starting for absolute ages, you know, you're going to be so happy, but then the part of that is going to be like you needing to speak to somebody, and there are two people who are going to be involved. The first person, no baby, no, be careful about, because their energy is going to be off. Something is not going to be right about this person. That's this unusual looking person that I've mentioned. Okay, because that person will have some kind of a hidden agenda. That person will be more thinking about them rather than anything else, and that person will want you, in order to start this, it will all boil down, in order for you to start this venture, according to this person, it would all boil down to you making some kind of a sacrifice that will be completely pointless, that you don't want to make, and your first thought is going to be like, no baby, no, I don't want to do this, I don't want to make this sacrifice. Then you're absolutely right, and you're very intuitive, but above that you will already know that there is something not quite right when it comes to this person. So you really need to be very smart, and you need to avoid this particular person who will want you to do some kind of a sacrifice or some kind of a compromise, which would be absolutely useless, absolutely pointless. But you will know what this is, because for once you will know that something is wrong with this person, something is not right, but you also, on another hand, you will not want to make this sacrifice. So this is when I need you to be like, really to recenter yourself, and it's all going to boil down towards you feeling these bad vibes from this person anyway, that I really need you to follow, you know, these bad vibes that you're going to feel. I need you to follow in such a way to be intuitive and to ignore this person. And then, you know, after that, whoever is the second person that you're going to be talking to or dealing with, maybe just go to do this on a different day, wherever you went. And there is going to be somebody really beautiful who is most certainly going to be the right person to deal with this, and who is going to give you the right advice. Do you know what I mean? But also, on another hand, when it comes to this venture, listen, still at around the beginning of this week, you are going to, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you will know, you're going to hear a really positive information. You're going to hear a really positive information that there is some kind of money going to come to you, some kind of financial reward. This, at the moment, let's say, has got nothing to do with this venture. Okay, so this is separate. This is separate. So at around the beginning of this week, you are going to have a really positive information that you're going to have a really positive information that you are going to get some kind of financial reward, or some kind of finances, some kind of financial reward, and this is going to pleasantly surprise you. Okay, so at around the beginning of this week, you are going to have this positive information that you are about to have some kind of financial reward, but you are not going to be too certain when exactly this is going to happen. But my advice is, as soon as that financial reward happens, as soon as you get these finances, this is the time when you really need to consider to, like, take this venture on the next level. This is when you should pour all your energy in, because this is the time when you're going to be able to do what you want to do exactly. So let's have this as some kind of a timing. You see what I mean? So you will find out about some kind of financial reward. You don't know when this financial reward is going to happen exactly, but I'm telling you, as soon as you have this financial reward, it could be major or it could be tiny. It doesn't matter. It could be big, it could be small, it doesn't matter. But this is going to be an indication, as in timing, when you should start this venture, okay? And you are gonna be on the right track, baby. Trust me. And I will tell you a little bit later about it. By the time you get to the midweek, my gorgeous Sagittarini, do you know what? I'm not being funny, but you know, this is something is going to disappoint you here at around the midweek. Okay? Something is going to disappoint you a little bit, my gorgeous Sagittarini. You will realize that, oh God, you know, this is something really personal. This is something really, really extremely personal to you, and it's to do with a certain problem or a certain issue you do not like to talk about whatsoever. I suppose you don't like to remind yourselves of something like this. You know, this is how much something like this is actually affecting you. And it's not only that, but the reason why your heart is going to be broken a little bit, I'm sorry, why you're going to be disappointed a little bit at around the midweek, it's only because something that you've been waiting for absolute ages is just not happening. You've been patient and patient and patient and patient, and this is just not happening. And you really need to be honest with yourself. This is to do with an aspect of your life that has come to an end. I'm sorry. It's to do with something that you're so passionate about, you were so passionate about, but you're a new person now. We're all growing, we are all evolving, we are all changing. I'm sorry, I know it sounds tough, but this is going to break your heart a little bit, and it's going to disappoint you a little bit, because you will realize that this aspect of your life is just not happening. And it's to do with karma, and something has come to an end, and it's to do with your passion from before. And that doesn't mean that you're a failure or anything like that. No, baby, no. It's just the way we look at things that matters. You just have to look at things from a different perspective. Just don't dwell in the past, or don't bring yourself down. No, baby, no. Let me tell you something. This is going to be a sign that you need to end this aspect of your life. And the sooner you finish this, the sooner you end this, the sooner you move on, the sooner you are going to be able to give birth to your dream. Okay? The sooner you're gonna be able to give birth to your dreams. And here, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you've got a double mama. You've got a double giant mama. Why? Because that financial reward, that I was talking about at around the beginning of this week, that financial reward you are going to get already at around the mid-week. Remember what I said. When you get this financial reward, whether it's big or whether it's small, it doesn't matter. This is your clear indication when you should really start with this venture. Now things are gonna work so beautifully for you, so beautifully. Do you know why? Because the energy that you wasted on waiting, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, but the energy that you were wasting on waiting for something that will never happen, because karmically has come to an end, but only now, thank God, this is going to become obvious. That same energy has been preventing you from, without you even realizing, from starting this venture. You see what I mean? But you shouldn't blame yourself for this, because this time in between was ever so important. One phase of your life has come to an end, and another phase of your life it's about to begin. You see what I mean? So you are gonna realize what has come to an end. It's about you discontinuing, certain efforts. It's about you understanding clearly what has come to an end. But there is something that you're gonna need to do in order to bring this to an end. And you will know what this is. And at that moment in time, the new door are going to open. And you're also gonna have, after that moment in time, you're gonna have this positive news. You will have this financial reward that I was talking about at around the beginning of this week. And now things are gonna start looking up for you so beautifully, because you are gonna be able to give birth to your dream, my gorgeous Sagittarini. You're gonna be able to give birth to your dream, and this is that venture that I was actually talking about. So wise, so smart, and so clever. The next 3 months of your life, oh my God, are gonna be so ecstatic. The next 3 months are gonna be completely different to what you imagined them to be. The next 3 months you're gonna be so busy, and you're gonna find out so much about yourself indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my goodness, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what a beautiful inspiration you are going to have. First of all, you're going to have a really nice and really positive experience, like a really spiritual experience. So beautiful, It's to do with like a really calm and serene things, Beautiful experience. But there is something going to inspire you. And you will realize that there is something that you really want to explore. And there is something you will want to explore, my gorgeous Sagittarini, so much at around the end of this week. And you're also going to discover, and the more you explore, it's to do with a certain subject or whatever it's going to inspire you. The more you explore, the more passionate you're gonna feel, and the more you're gonna realize that there is some kind of a new passion that you are about to discover. And this is so brilliant, because this passion that you're gonna discover, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's also a really healthy sign that you are completely moving forward with your life. And when it comes to this passion, it's pretty much so to do with you living your life in a certain way. changing your lifestyle and living your life in a certain way. But it does come with, something that makes me feel like, oh my God, this is so individual. Something that comes so unique to you. Something that lots of people wouldn't understand about you. And that's the way to live. That's the way to be. That's the way to exist. Because each of us have little things about us that, mean to us so much. But lots of people couldn't understand where exactly we are coming from. And this reminds me of this situation. I know that this is going to change your life in a really positive way. So that's why I need you to take this really, really seriously indeed. And hurry up with this. Seriously, the sooner you do this, the happier you're going to be. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards and I'm going to see what's going to be your tarot card of the week. Let's just see what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Let's just see. Oh my goodness. You see now the path is becoming clear. You are going to be and feel so strong. You are going to be and feel, my gorgeous Sagittarini, so powerful. On another hand, you are going to be reminded of some kind of like a very important issue that you're going to need to deal with. It's to do with a certain document, something that you were doing and something that you were dealing with. It's to do with a certain process and a certain document you were dealing with exactly 3 or 4 years ago. And when it comes to this particular progress and the document that you were dealing with, there is something that is missing. There is something that is missing, and you will be intuitively guided. You will be reminded of this. It is ever important for you to sort this out. There is something that you still did not finish. There is something that you did not bring to an end. There's something needs to be finalized, that you really need to kind of work out what this is. Because the longer you leave it, the more difficult it's going to be to get back to this and deal with this. So this is why this is rather important for you to do. Okay, very, very important indeed. Hello, my gorgeous people. Just to let you know, I've just started monthly subscriptions, monthly paid subscriptions. And the more people subscribe to this channel, through monthly paid subscriptions, more content I'm going to be able to make. And this is why this is going to be so important. If you would like to subscribe to this channel through this monthly paid subscription in order to help me to keep this channel going, you will see the link is going to be in the description below. And thank you so much, because I will be ever so grateful.